Hey guys, happy Monday. We actually made it on time this week. I'm Hannah, this is Jason. We have been doing video logs of our experience raising meat birds, and this week is week 5 of doing so. Hey Lonnie. So tonight's video is going to be really boring. If you guys want to go back to the first video when they were like cute little chicks and learn about what we're doing, you can go to Roost on the Hill on YouTube, or you can just hit videos up above. Hey Jason. And so tonight, the next couple weeks are going to be both exciting in anticipation to actually butchering them, but also kind of boring because, as we've mentioned before, and here's the tractor, we talked about that last week, but we're just going to drag them along the property line here. We're on almost 2 acres, so we have the ability, we've been able to drag it clear along the property line, which has been really nice because not only has it fertilized our grass, but it has also given them fresh grass to kind of free range on, but also control the environment because we are in the country. We can get possums and raccoons and foxes and everything.
We have eagles.
Yes, we do have eagles.
Bald eagles.
So anyway, tonight what we're going to do is, as we approach that date, the rate that some of these birds are growing varies. So we have some smaller, Jason says, look at them guns. Nothing sexier than a man holding a chicken, right? So we have what's called a straight run. We explained last time it's males and females. Males by nature are a little bit bigger. I believe he has a male right now. Their feet are thicker. We will, when we go to butcher them, we get to that point, we're going to use every part of the bird. So we're going to use some for bone broth and chicken stock. We're going to can that, and then we'll also use the breast and the wings and everything like that. So tonight, we're just going to weigh them. So we're going to see where they're at and kind of gauge, do we have 2 weeks left? Do we possibly have 3 weeks left? We might have to do them in a couple batches. Hey Sharon. So we might do the males first and then save the females for another week, but they are going to get to a point where they're not going to really grow much more than a couple ounces. So some of them are very big, as you can tell. This is 5 weeks old. I don't know if you guys remember, but just 5 weeks ago they were like this big. So he took away, huh? Yeah. Oh, he's pecking at me. They're a lively bunch, I'll tell you. He just took the food away. We've been doing 12 on, 12 off. And then they've been going through about 3/4 of a 5-gallon bucket of water a day. So he's got a male. He grabbed a big one. We'll see what it weighs. We don't have a fancy scale right now. We have our kitchen scale. And he put a bucket so that they wouldn't be flapping around. But we'll see kind of what they weigh. What we go on.
This guy's a short 5 pounds.
Oh my gosh, he's 5 pounds already?
4 pounds, 14 ounces.
4 pounds, 14 ounces. So we're aiming for, like, what do we say, 6.5?
6 pound finish, and they say 70% of the weight is what you're going to have dressed out.
Yeah. So we're aiming between 6.5 and, 7 some odd pounds. So the fact that he's already almost 5 pounds, it's shocking to me because we're supposed to butcher him in the next couple weeks. All right. Grab another one.
Medium looking one. I know.
And they've tried to jump out of this tractor multiple times. It freaks the kids out.
414 as well.
414. All right, we're doing good, guys.
Let me get the smallest one I can find.
But I'll have to catch it on video sometime. But the males will face off, and their feathers flare up, and they kind of do a dance. It's funny.
All right, this one I can tell she's smaller. This is one of our females. You can tell her comb's a little smaller, and
her feet are smaller.
She's overall smaller. I'd be surprised if she's pushing 4. 3.2.
3.2. So she's got a little bit further to go. Hey Hannah. Hey Charlie.
But that is the smallest one we have. Yeah.
So the bigger ones are on the side of 5 pounds. Like I said, we're aiming for that 6.5 to 7 some odd pounds. As Jason said, we'll only get about 70% of that weight.
So I think we're looking for an 8-pound finish. Right?
Yeah, so we're looking for about an 8-pound finish if we can get it.
I know they say shoot for 1 pound a week, but as they get a little bit older, you can get that upwards of 1.5 pounds, just depending on how much they eat. I'm only feeding them 12 on, so it might take 3 weeks to get them up there, but some of them may surprise me and be ready here in 2.
Yeah, so they're doing really good. They're very playful. They're up walking around. I don't know if you've heard of people telling horror stories of meat birds before just being so fat they can't walk. But these guys they're doing really well. I will say that they obviously lay down quite a bit, so their stomachs and their butts are still kind of bald. So they're not pretty chickens like our golden laced ones. But they have been so fun to take care of and watch, and the easiest by far to care for. They're definitely messy because they're getting bigger. They're also pooping more, so there is a little bit of a stench, so it's nice to kind of have them out away from the house and away from the kids' pool. So just be mindful of that if you decide to endeavor in it, have it in a space where you can kind of contain it or rake it into your grass. We have had quite a few storms the last few days, and thankfully, because we decided to cover 3/4 of the tractor in this used siding, what do we call it, metal sheeting?
Perforated metal. Yeah,
perforated metal. It's been really great to kind of block both the wind and the elements, so they've stayed pretty dry, and then during the day we'll prop it open just with the little stick that he has and air it out.
The plans that I used or referenced, they said 2/3 of it to cover, which is what I did on the side. I don't know if you can show them down here. 2/3 of the side was here, but then I went partially because then I didn't have to cut a piece of metal, but I just covered more, and it's actually 3/4, which worked out in my opinion better because then they had more dry space for Midwest. We get a lot of rain, so.
Yep. So that's all we got for this week. We checked the weight just for reference to see roughly how many weeks we'll have left. We will probably, forewarning, do a live video because obviously this is a learning experience for us. We are welcome to feedback. But we will probably do a live video and just forewarn people before we do the butchering, but people seem to be pretty interested. And we've made jokes in our fitness community of like, we're prepping for food for this fall. But anyway, we hope you guys have a great Monday. That's our week 5 check-in. We're just switching out the food, 12 on, 12 off, and making sure that they stay dry. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week.